Friends, the time has come. Today I will be sharing with you the top best luxury makeup releases of 2024. And unlike to other years, this video is dedicated to those groundbreaking new formulations, new products, those that we have not seen before, and they shine bright because they bring something so different to the table. A market that is just full of the same old same. These are unique products that they have launched this year, with the exception of a couple here and there. As per usual, all the products that I will be mentioning today will be on the description box below, along with the links for your convenience. Everything will be there, and I will copy and paste that same description box and leave it as a pinned comment. And I want to take a little moment here to say thank you so much for those who tuned in on yesterday's Vlogmas. It was, I think, 7 minutes or 8 minutes kind of video. I announced something very big and personal in my quote-unquote real life, and it has to do with, well, Guy Fieri and Triple D and Food Network, because those who you know, I own a couple of restaurants, a catering business, and anyhow, I just want to say thank you so much, because I received so many messages of congratulations, both on text messages, on my Instagram too, obviously comments on that video. Although that video didn't hit a lot of views, obvious reasons, is not kind of like what I do here on my channel, that I touch basically mostly in everything that has to do with beauty, skincare, and fashion and whatnot. So I really appreciate those who watch that video, but more than anything, I greatly appreciate the support, the congratulations, the well wishes, all of that. It means a lot to me. In fact, I want to get into this video because I got ready. I'm gonna go to watch the premiere of that video tonight. So that's what I'm gonna be doing after I record this video. The primer of the year goes to DIOR, and this is the Glow Star Filter. And to me, this is not like Charlotte Tilbury's Flawless Filter Hollywood situation, right? To me, this is thinner in consistency, is magical, it really serves like a beautiful primer that just gives that nice, useful glow to the skin that is not heavy, is not too much. It helps also with hydration on the skin. I like to use it as a primer. Now, you can definitely use it as a kind of like a easygoing kind of like perfecting tint, but it does have a little bit of that reflection. So to me, this is the best release perhaps from DIOR from all year long. I think I have a couple other things here from DIOR, but yeah, this is to me perfection, just what I wanted it, just what I needed, and it doesn't make me look like a teen man. I use the shade 3. I will make sure to also leave the shade numbers on the description box, because I'm sure you're going to be asking me for that. And do not worry. I mean, if you want to ask me any questions on the comment section, please do so. Do not hesitate. I know many of you have been asking me, are you going to be the best of makeup releases of the year soon? Because the Sephora, it's not a sale, but it's basically a 20% off site-wide with a unique discount code that you can just use it once. Also, Blue Mercury is having a like deal, 20% off, I think with a minimum purchase, and so many other retailers that many of you are like, well, before I pull the trigger, I want to know those products that you have tried throughout the year that you will truly recommend, that these are the best of the best. So here you go, my friends. These are it. Another primer that you may consider a skincare product, because it is a skincare product, but I specifically use it as a primer for my under eye area by Believe the Truth Aqua Bomb Eye Gel. Literally, friends, if you want to have hydration underneath your eyes and you want to have a little bit of a tag that any concealer, doesn't matter, I mean, like all concealers, some obviously they will crease more or gather on the fine lines, but some they may just need a little bit of help for longevity too. This does a miracle job on all of those things. It's so thin in consistency. It's a gel. It's just a gel. It's simply a gel, but it has a little bit of tag. I have showed on many of my videos how I use it. I have shown how the tag feels and all of that. It doesn't feel like a glue or nothing of that. And it is just magical for the under eye area. I would highly recommend you, if you have very fine lines underneath your eyes like I do, try it. Please try it, or at least get a sample. Honestly, I don't know if this was launched this year or if it's a product from yesteryears. I honestly do not know, but I tried this year and I thought, you know what? It really deserves a spot here on this list. I have a good amount of foundations here. The first one, it is a stick foundation by DIOR. This foundation is so perfecting, so lightweight, so long wearing too, non-heavy, is just a beautiful foundation with a very natural finish, with a light to medium or true medium coverage for many. I do have a ton of freckles, so for me, I sometimes have to spot conceal or just apply a little more. Now, this foundation, what I noticed though, is that during the summer, you know, like warmer weather months, which it is still here in California, let me tell you, it's still hot. I don't know what's going on, but anyhow, this foundation would look beautiful like if you live in a humid climate, if you are kind of like sweaty, or you know, just the natural oils come through. But as like the days are getting colder, or the days that I feel like they have been the driest, I feel that this foundation needs a little bit of help by using just perhaps like a couple drops of a serum or like a face oil, just to give it a little bit more of a stretch. In general, one of the best, I mean, like DIOR has amazing foundations, and this one is perfection. And I love the packaging. Is travel friendly. I mean, no messes at all. If you're planning to travel, to commute, I mean, this is just a grab and go, super easy, and it comes in so many different shades too. The foundation that I'm using today, it is by Christian Louboutin. Oh, friends, this foundation, it is perfection. So perfect. I don't know how or why not that many people are talking about this foundation. And, you know, also myself, because I review and test so many products throughout the year, this reminds me so much to my beloved Guerlain Terracotta foundation, which is super thin, super perfecting. It's long wearing. It looks glorious on the skin. And you have to give it a try. Even if you are dry skin like myself. I do have dry skin here on my perimeters of my face, and a little bit more of normal skin where I have my enlarged pores, which is kind of like on the middle of my face. It's interesting because when you apply it, it's gonna feel like, this is matte. I'm not gonna like it. Let it work with the rest of all the products on your face, and you will see that by the end, when you are done with, you know, applying your lipstick, say, right, you will see the magic. It's just so lovely, beautiful. It does have this very natural finish that just have that healthy glow of healthy skin. And I wish that more people will really look into Christian Louboutin. I know a lot of people think, oh, well, are the shoes, they are so expensive, how will they know how to do makeup? But honestly, throughout these years, on and on and on, I can see that they are putting a great effort and their products shine. Let me know, because I know many of you bought this foundation upon my recommendation when I review it first, and then as the months pass by, let me know how you get along with it, because I would love to hear from you. Another foundation that, wow, this is so unique. Tom Ford Architecture Soft Matte Foundation, and the name says it all. It is not only soft matte, but my major is architecture, and when a new building is so perfect, it's just like so sleek, right? That you have these, not even perhaps, yeah, kind of like an eggshell finish of the walls, something along those lines. It doesn't look masking or anything of that. is extremely long wearing to the point that you can go like from morning, like 6 o'clock in the morning and come back at 9, 10 o'clock at night. And this foundation will still be the same way as you apply. If you're planning, say, for a photo shoot, or I don't know, you're going to a wedding. If you're a bride though, I always suggest first try before you buy, or before you go like, oh, this will work for the day of my wedding. Just, give it a try, get some samples and whatnot. But this foundation is that kind of like solid foundation that you can truly rely on. And don't be afraid that it says soft matte, because it's honestly like one of the most natural foundations that is extremely thin, to the point that you cannot feel it at all and whatsoever on your skin, and it will not dry you out. On the other side, if you want a foundation that it is a little bit more glowy, a little bit more dewy, yet that you can powder it, and honestly, I think this should have been a skin tint, because how gorgeous this foundation it is. How many compliments I get in real life every time I use this foundation. And the compliments go as far as not like, wow, I love your makeup, but wow, your skin looks beautiful. And that tells you a lot about this foundation. It is the one from Patrick Ta, the Major Skin Hydra Lux Skin Perfecting Foundation. Okay, the names are becoming more long and longer than ever. First name, second name, last name, whatnot. Now, this foundation, to me, I tried it first on my demo with a brush, with a sponge. I highly suggest you to use a sponge. I really enjoy how it looks with a sponge. I don't like to build it up. I like to have a very light coverage that, for, again, many will be kind of like a light to medium coverage because of the amount of freckles that I have. I'm a walking freckle, okay? Yeah, and this foundation is just stupendous. And that's why I have two shades. This is one of them. This is my summer shade, number 12. And then number 10, it is my shade right now. To me, that I review so much makeup, to go out of my way to buy a second shade, it means a lot. For skin tints, leave it to Lisa Eldridge, who had created the most beautiful, wonderful, magical skin tint that looks exactly like the name says it, a skin tint. Have to shake it really well. Oh, that's another thing about the Patrick Ta foundation. Make sure you shake it really well. Going back to this baby by Lisa Eldridge, a lot of people think that with a skin tint, you're gonna just achieve this glowy kind of look that is just going wild. It's not. This one is very natural. It really looks like your skin, but better. So yeah, Lisa Eldridge did wonderful. The packaging is very innovative. I like a lot of these about Lisa. I love like how it has this flattening part, so you can set it and it will not roll out anywhere. But really cute, and more than cute and more than pretty packages here. I love luxury, but I want a product to be efficient, to do what it's supposed to do, and to excel on what it's doing. So great job, Lisa. And this skin tint, I think, is so misunderstood. But if you know how to apply it, you are gonna love it. First of all, you need the right shade. I'm talking about Charlotte Tilbury's, the longest name ever, Unreal Skin Sheer Glow Skin Tint. I want to get another shade, number 7.5, and let me tell you, this shade matches me to perfection. Two ways to use it. Either very lightly, and no, this is not the Hollywood flawless filter in a stick form. I think it's just the way that people are applying it and the shade that they are applying it to. I think having the correct shade is going to make a huge difference on the outcome of this skin tint. So again, either very light or you just go ham. Do not worry, it's not going to be greasy. Obviously, with the correct primer, depending on what are your needs, whether you are trying to mask enlarged pores, fine lines. If you have more of oily skin, perhaps this may not be the right one for you, because yes, it does have a sheen to it. Let me just put it right there. Do you see that? Look at this. It's not a highlighter, which I find out that with the Hollywood Flawless filter, that's how I feel about that specific primer. To me, it just feels like a true highlighter in liquid form. This is not, but again, it has to do a lot with finding the correct match and doing a great job with application, whether it's one swipe here, 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 and blending it in for a very, very soft veil, or do it the correct way and just go a little bit more ham. You will see from me. This is amazing. The new concealer of the year to me, it is Victoria Beckham Beauty. I love the applicator. It makes of the application to be thin, so there's no excess of product. It just helps a lot to have this kind of brush on these kind of applicators. Now with Victoria Beckham Beauty, you are paying mostly for a serum that was created, in collaboration with Agustinus Bader. That, if you know, he has a very luxurious skincare brand, right? So you're paying a lot for that, for those proprietary ingredients from his brand. Regardless, I think that this has the perfect coverage. It's the one that I'm using today. As you can tell, it's not covering completely my dark and dry circles, but it does just a great job for everyday base. And even with this kind of makeup that is a little bit more, it's not party time, but it's just a little bit more like, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna get into, celebrate something so special, that I decided to use it. I feel so comfortable with it. It doesn't gather on my fine lines. It doesn't crease. It's non-drying, something that is just so key and so important. It blends with easy and you don't need a lot of product. Usually I just use one pump for every single time that I use it for both of my eyes. And when I say one pump, it's just a tiny drop. Now, a lot of you had asked me, does this replace your favorite concealer of all times? If you don't know which one that is, it is my Chanel Sublimage Corrector Hue. This is everything: a corrector, a concealer, a brightening. I mean, it's magical. And no, this will not replace it. Would I love to see Chanel coming out with this kind of dispenser? I would love to. It will be ideal. But other than that, if you're wondering if this will be replaced, no, it will not. But if you want to know which is the concealer that will be on my top 10 for every day, even if the price is kind of chaotic, I see the value on it. And the concealer of the year in terms of new concealers is this one by Victoria Beckham Beauty. But yeah, this one stays with me. It was the year of blushes, so let's talk about them. Sadly, this it was limited edition, and I have seen it in a few retailers. So hopefully we see it again. The formulation is just so perfect. It is the Tom Ford Cream Blush in Café Blush or Café Rosé. The color, the shade, the pigmentation, the softness. I mean, it feels like velvet. It's non-heavy and it's long wearing. This is perfection. I have no idea. Tom Ford, I mean, they have enough money, right? But they are losing money, because if they come out with this same blush, this same formula, in this shade and many other shades, this will be the talk of the town. This will be the next viral blush. And I think it reached virality until, people couldn't find it anymore. But I have to give it to Tom Ford. They did an amazing job. And I feel bad when they do these limited edition things because people cannot get it. So hopefully you got yours. And Tom Ford, listen now. You need to bring this one back in many shades. But another blush, I liked the one from Tom Ford. Perhaps a little bit more dense, not more heavy, but that blends like a dream, are the new Chanel Jus Contraste Intense. These blushes are like no other. You can see that I go ham with these blushes. They are stunning. The way that they blend, they are non-patchy. Like I said, they are thinner in consistency. They have this kind of like patty-like formulation that is so easy to pick up, and at the same time so thin yet so long wearing. So it has all the perfect combination to do not have a makeupy, like super uber makeupy kind of like look. And this is a shade that I use and I've used the most is Rose Radiant. I mean, all of the shades, I have used them and love them, but Rose Radiant, Rose Ardent perhaps are the ones that I love the very most. And this is a unique formulation. So if you are afraid to use cream blushes and you have always, I don't know, failed at using them, give these ones a try. These are different from any other cream blushes that you have ever tried. They will change your mind. I told you many times that I was going to show these blushes on this video. I'm talking about the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Cheek Tints. These are the very best. Do yourself a favor if you want kind of like a moussey kind of formulation that is long wearing and so unique, so blendable that you can just like, I'm wearing this one in a specific right here on the center and this one on the very top. Look at this shade. It's so interesting because when you apply it, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, that's neon. Look. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but yeah, it's kind of neon-y. You see right there? There's nothing to worry about. These, they blend like a dream. And they are super long lasting, sweat proof. They are just magical. And the fun part about these shades in a specific, I don't know how they did it, but you can mix the shades. Like if you like to play makeup artists and you like to mix your products, or you are a makeup artist, these are so easy to mix to create like your unique shade, even though these are all unique shades. And this is, to me, I mean, like if I had to rank all the blushes of this year, I'm pretty sure this will come out in first place. Yeah, this will. Hourglass Unreal Liquid Blushes. Now, this is a liquid formulation that you have to first shake it because I think it does have squalane. So they are not oily, but you will see that they are more runny. Suggestion to just apply it first on the top of your hand or in a little tray and then go with your brush and spread it. Oh, this gives you such a healthy look on your cheeks, like very nice and just beautiful blend with a lovely glow, but it's not greasy. It's nothing that is gonna break down the foundation underneath or the products that you have underneath. Such a unique formulation. And again, that kind of formula that I'm sure a lot of makeup artists, they will have this on their kit. Some of the shades that I have been having on rotation, Scene, Win, and then Vision. I mean, all of the shades are gorgeous. It just depends on the mood of the makeup look that I'm creating. The next blush is not really a blush. It's not really, well, it's kind of like marketed as an all-in-one product, a highlighter, a primer. And to be honest with you, I don't like the other shades. But this shade in particular, I love as a blush luminizer combo. Is the DIOR Forever Glow Maximizer in the shade Rosy. Oh my gosh, these, they need to have the same pigmentation for all of these Forever Glow Maximizers. I think they achieve the perfect pigmentation on this shade, at least for my skin tone, because it does have that property to look like a blush luminizer, but it's not a highlighter. It doesn't look metallic-y, while the other shades, they lean more metallic-y without really a trace of color. This one to me is something that I will repurchase if I will ever lose it, knock on wood. Yes, I will repurchase this baby. I decided to purchase all of the shades of the Rhode Pocket Blushes, and what a nice surprise. If you want more of, I don't want to say common, but predictable kind of blush with unique shades, this could be it. Cream blush, long wearing, you can retouch, super blendable, beautiful, non-greasy, is non-heavy. Something that I thought, you know, because Hailey Bieber, every time that I have seen her, is more like that glazed skin, glowy skin. I was thinking, oh, these blushes are going to be super glowy. They aren't. They are in like a crazy mess. Nothing of that. And the shade that I love the most, well, there's two shades that I love. Is Toasted Teddy and Sleepy. Sleepy, I sleep on it. It's downstairs, but it is a gorgeous kind of like a pinkish mauve tone. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So these are great blushes, and although it's not a luxury brand, I thought, you know what, let me just talk about it because I have been enjoying it. And in fact, I stand by all my monthly and current favorite videos, as well as the mid-year best of beauty releases. All of those products, they have been amazing, but these ones are the ones that truly shine. Shine, baby, shine. The best highlighter of this year goes to Hindash, and this one is in Doll Dynasty. He came out with 3 shades. One that is deeper for deeper complexions. This one is ideal for if you have light to medium complexions, and then one that is lighter, but it has kind of like a lavender chief to it. I mean, I cannot speak too much about it in terms like I have it, but it doesn't look the best on my skin, not because of the formula, it's just the shade itself, right? This one, which is meant for my skin tone, it is fantastic. It honestly feels, looks like my skin is just, you see, like there's no trace. You cannot see where it starts, where it ends. It looks like just my skin, it's a little bit wet, and wet not with sweat, but actually of just like this kind of like dolphin skin like, and there is a translucency on this highlighter that I have no idea how Hindash has been able to achieve it. Honestly, I have no clue. To me, it looks translucent. There's no cast of any kind of color. Totally obsession. This is period to me. Like, well, I do have other 3 highlighters that I have to talk about, but if I have to rank them, I'm telling you, this takes everything from me. But which are the other highlighters, I guess, right? Well, this baby by Hermes, and this is, I guess, a new formulation because it's very different from the other highlighters from Hermes. Well, actually, it looks, it has a little bit a like formula to the first one that they came out with. Sadly, this is limited edition. It does have the perfect undertone. It looks kind of like rosy on the pan, but it's just, again, it mixes with the skin because ultimately we as humans, we blush when we smile, right? We have some color. It's not that we are dual, right? And this mimics that, so it creates again that very natural glow. Now this has way more pigment than the one from, say, Hindash, so I will say go gentle with a brush like, say, the Refer number 20 brush, because this brush will pick up the highlighter lightly. If you go with something more heavy, like, say, one of these brushes, these are from Sonia G, they are natural hair bristles too, but they are a little bit more dense. They will pick up the product even more. This goes also with the other 2 highlighters that I have here. One by Dolce & Gabbana. I mean, the packaging, gorgeous, homage to devotion. This shade is also beautiful. It does have more of like a neutral champagne tone rather than the one from Hermes, which it has that a little bit of a pinkier undertone. And this one also packs a punch. So again, I will suggest something like this brush, something that is more airy, more light too, and Gucci with this highlighter. Now, I bought, I think, all of the shades, but this is the one that reigns supreme. It is the shade Opal Pink. There's something so special that reminds me so much. I mean, like, you can wear this even as a eyeshadow, but this reminds me so much to the finish, not the formula, but the finish of Westman Atelier Super Loaded Tinted Highlighters. That finish that is just like, again, a glow from within, imperceptible on the skin. But this is perhaps one of the most innovative formulations in general for every makeup release of this year, because look at this, it's like a putty. I even erased like Gucci already, sadly, but this specific highlighter needs more help. You're gonna need a brush that is more dense, that will just grab the product. I show the method of application of this highlighter on my dedicated review, and you can also use your fingers, because if you go with something light as this, it would just not show on your skin at all whatsoever. It needs to have you need to have a dense brush. And it's just stunning. In specific, this shade, Opal Pink, is just like, oh, magical. Next is a highlighter trio. It is the Golden Highlighter Trio by Natasha Denona. And this one, I chose it in specific because there's something so magical. To me, I feel like it's more of a finishing kind of powder to me, this bronze tone. So I go with my cream bronzer and then my powder bronzer. And then I like to use these with a fluffy brush and just like powder, 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 here, here, here. And it just creates this golden goddess effect that is just so unique and so beautiful. Yes, I use these as as highlighters too. They are a little bit more punchy, so I like to use it with a very light hand. But this shade, I mean, like, I don't know, this formula is very unique to the other formulations from Natasha Denona. And I'm wondering why she's not coming out with singles of these same formula as highlighters, because I strongly feel that people are not trying it because it comes in a trio, and a lot of people may be like, well, if I'm not a makeup artist, why am I going to use these for, if I just need, like, say, this shade? Does it make sense? Obviously, I like to play with makeup and I tell you exactly how I'm using it, right? Like a topper and then these ones lightly. But in terms of formulation, that's why it made it here to this list. Since we are in the palette kind of section, face palettes, I have to give it to Hourglass. My goodness me, Hourglass this year went above and beyond for all of us that we had been asking for new shades to bring us something different, more unique. And I just have to tell you that although the powders are the same formula, which is an extraordinary formulation, it is one of the best reliable formulas in terms of powders from Hourglass, whether for blush, for bronzer, for finishing powders. They have this candlelit kind of effect that is just so beautiful. But when I'm saying they went above and beyond, is because each of these face palettes, they come with 5 new shades. Just one is repeated, which is, I mean, in general, we're talking about 3 palettes times 5 shades, 15 new shades. I mean, honestly, this is the best gift, resolving any issues, simplify everything. And that's exactly why they are best sellers. I mean, I see my reports and I see which are the products that people just go bananas on it. Are these ones, the Hourglass. But it's because they are just so good and so reliable. If anything, I keep saying, Hourglass, you just need to step forward just a little bit more and make these magnetic, so that way we can interchange them with our other palettes, make our own unique things. Because imagine every year coming out with new shades. Yes, this is a 1-year expiration day kind of palette, so for most normal people, not those that are reviewing makeup, this will be it. But it will be even better if they can be, some sort of magnetic or push-up that we can just interchange them and also keep the pretty packaging and designs. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Also, Chanel made it here. Wow, these Le Beige Healthy Glow Sun Kiss powders, they are a love. They are so silky. Rose Gold, it is one of my favorite ones, if not my favorite one. It's just a dream to use. They created 3 different variations. Medium Coral too is a stunning one. One and done. You can use it even on the eyes. Yeah, I think they are still available, hopefully, because this formulation is, again, just very easy going. It's nothing that is fussy to work with, silky, airbrush, buildable, which is excellent to you, so you will never go with too much. So it keeps that magic from Chanel, that understated yet elegant look that, I mean, we all know from Chanel. I think the bronzer that deserves to be here, it is this humongous bronzer by Giorgio Armani. Giorgio Armani did amazing this year, let me tell you that. And this is just, I mean, not only oversized, which yes, you're getting a lot of product, but the softness, the way that it's a smooth, thin, and it just gives this satin finish, is not matte. And that is something to me that is so important. a bronzer that doesn't have glitter, but that is not dull, that it looks matte, and then that it doesn't bring life and dimension back to my makeup. Because after applying foundation and we make everything even, you want to add dimension, but not with glitter, rather with that almost satiny finish that just gives a something special, something so special, something model-like for your skin. So beautiful. This cream bronzer by DIOR, I'm just so beyond surprised, is super easy to blend. My suggestion is either warm it up on your hand or go with a brush and then you apply it. Because if you apply it like all over your face and then try to blend it, it may dry too fast. The part that you are waiting for the most, eyeshadow palettes. And although this is not a new formulation, I personally think that if you want something that is petite, that there's so many color stories to choose from, that is a reliable formulation that blends like a dream, airbrush. It just gives you all in one. It's petite and it will make an amazing gift too because it's just so beautiful, are the YSL eyeshadow quads. Now, why I'm bringing it here, because these are not new. Well, they were launched this year, not the YSL eyeshadow formulation, but these specific eyeshadows. One is Over Doré, and don't get me wrong, I love them all, I use them all, but I'm just telling you the ones that I use the most. So this goldeny tone one, that it just gave me a little wing to my beloved Suspicion from Tom Ford. It's not the same, definitely it's not the same, but it's just it just goes with my skin tone so well. And then another one that I'm having rocking and is to me the easiest eyeshadow to just get and know that I'm just gonna get an awesome look and I'm gonna be fine. It is Over Broom. This brownie tone, and it is the one that I'm using today. Look at this. The blend is so easy. This is makeup for dummies, but made in a luxurious way. That's why I'm saying, like, this will not only make a quality product, because the formula is so unique. The matte shades, they are almost cream-like. These topper shades are like wet, stunning. I mean, like, are you kidding me? These are just so gorgeous, that it just simplifies the life of everybody with an exceptional formulation that is long-lasting. If you want something that is a little bit more like boom out there, I have to tell you that regardless of the price, and I have been saying it, it is the formula that makes a difference. The Patrick Ta eyeshadow duos, he did an outstanding job with this formulation. I'm going to show you. Look at this. Do you see that? Do you see that? I don't use any like light, but the natural light. And in fact, it's cloudy. And I hope that we don't lose so much light. But these are gorgeous. This shade. Look at this. At this taupey tone. So elegant. It does have actual pearls. It's not like faking. It does have these micro graded pearls that is just going to give you that wet look. And these type of pearls, they cost a lot of money, friends. They do. So I think that he's not, I mean, obviously he's making a profit, right? No matter what. But I think he's giving quality product with exceptional packaging, and it deserves to be compared to luxury standard, because you see, like, sometimes we relate luxury with blah. There's nothing in there. What are you paying for, right? Just for the cover. This one is everything, absolutely everything. Great products. And you know, another thing that I like about these duos is that, like, for example, this eyeshadow is not metallic. So it can be blend and it will look more like a soft matte shade with a satin kind of finish. So you see, it just creates that perfect like softness to it, so that way you can apply this one, the top shade, over top to create that wet look, so it looks seamlessly. So beautiful. Great job, Patrick. I don't think he will be watching this video, but great job no matter what. Now, if you're looking for something more in the middle of the road, although not a new formulation, but it has to be here, is this DIOR Show Mono Eyeshadow, single eyeshadow in the shade Rose Twill. Let me show you. This is also wet elegance. It's not as see, like the ones from Patrick Ta, they do have more of like a little bit of not texture, but you can feel a little bit of the grit. The one from DIOR is just a little bit more smooth, more closer to the skin, but it just gives this very ethereal look in a specific this shade. Oh my gosh, 755. Another fantastic formula, but now it's a matte formulation. It is this baby by Chanel, Lila Tout Près. Wow, you know how hard it is to formulate any purples. And Chanel did it with perfection. When you see my review, you're going to see how this applies, and there's no fading. It's completely even, completely even. It looks phenomenal. I love purple tones, and this is just to die for. Now you're going to be telling me, Jacqueline, but this is the end wrap of the year, and Chanel just launched in boutiques the spring collection. Well, it's spring 2025, so most likely you will be seeing my review on the entire collection tomorrow, so you better stay tuned for that. And if you haven't done so yet, subscribe to the channel with the post notification bell on so you don't miss that upload, because Chanel has come out with so much, and I decided that, you know what, I'm gonna leave it for another video, and depending on the performance of each of the products, they may go on my December favorites or on the best of 2025. Who knows? This matte formulation, if you're looking for a single eyeshadow, they have other colors too. Don't sleep on Chanel. The best blue eyeshadow palette, oh my gosh, is by Dior. This formula, Dior Étoile. My goodness me. I want this bag. I want this formula bag. You see, this looks like, oh, so gorgeous, so gorgeous. This is the best, and I feel that Dior has to, no, they don't have to reformulate any of their eyeshadow palettes, because they have done a couple of reformulations in a period of 5 years. But this is what I want to see from Dior, this formula that is just impeccable. It just blends with his payoff. It's beautiful. They came out with this Plan de Paris collection during springtime, I think it was, or at the beginning of the year. Unfortunately, I think they are all sold out, but I just had to mention it because it will be unfair if I don't tell you that these are worth it, even to get them in the pre-loved market, because they are just so stunningly beautiful. And this eyeshadow palette is the one that I'm going to be using most likely for New Year's Eve, because it's just too good. To the big eyeshadow palettes, we have to give it to Natasha Denona. I think my top favorite one, it's going to be the golden palette, because it has everything. If you cover the very few, because they are in a ton, golden tones, which it will be the most goldens are this one and this one. It's a neutral palette, but with a lot of depth and intention and intensity. And the beautiful thing about Natasha Denona's formulation, it's their payoff, their performance, how well they blend. They do pack a punch though. They do have a lot more pigment than, say, for example, the ones from YSL. You can build up the pigmentation. The ones from Natasha Denona, what you see here is what you will get. So you have to go lightly, light-handed. Another thing that I love about her palettes are that you have those pinholes that you can just interchange and create your very own unique eyeshadow palette. Something that is just so you. That to me is super, super important. I wish Natasha Denona will just also bring like a couple palettes, like with no eyeshadows inside, just so we can custom create our palettes, because she does an outstanding job on her formulation. Another eyeshadow palette that has to be here, it is I Need a Warm palette. Wow, she did an impeccable job here too. This is a little bit of warmer tone. The golden palette, believe it or not, is not so warm. It leans a lot more neutral, and that's why it gives such elegant looks at the end. While the warm palette, it is truly a warm peachy tone with a little bit of pink base in it. Very gorgeous palette. Look at these formulas. It's just uncomparable. And yes, I know I'm swatching mostly the metallic shades, or the topper shades, but I mean, let's be honest. The matte formulation from Natasha, it is in another level. And she even brought us with a new formula, something very unique and very different here too, that I truly enjoy. They are kind of like serum-like formulations. So beautiful, thinner in consistency, no kickback. That's another important factor right here. So to me, Natasha Denona, I mean, she reigns supreme. She does reign supreme. I think this year, if I have to rank the palettes, wow, it's hard. But yeah, I will go golden first, warm palette next, and third one, the icy nude palette from Huda Beauty. Her very last big eyeshadow palette. And wow, I mean, I always wait for her release, and it's so sad that this will be her last big one, but that doesn't mean that it will be her last eyeshadow palette. Definitely we're gonna see more from her, but these formulas are just insane. And the amount of product, I don't have any more arm friends, but the amount of product that you get on this palette for the price is just spectacular. I have been using a lot this shade alone. Like if you watch the video that I uploaded yesterday, which it was a little blog, I was just using just this shade. Does it all over my eyelid, and it's a matte shade, super blendable, beautiful formulation. So yeah, I think I just want to keep seeing more from Huda Beauty, and I'm happy, that she may be bringing just eyeshadow palettes that are smaller in size, perhaps 6 shades, quads, who knows, or even singles, because she always have some of the most innovative formulations, finishes too, and she's not afraid to bring us those. So I think that's a lot of fun. And we all know that the times of these big palettes, it's gone. A lot of people are looking more for smaller palettes, so it makes total sense. A couple mascaras. Charlotte Tilbury Exaggerates mascara is the one that I'm using today. It gives you volume, lots of volume, a little bit of length, not too much, and definition. Beautiful formulation. Love the packaging too. It doesn't flake at all and whatsoever. And this is my second one. And then another one that actually I just threw the one that I used up. It is the Tartelette Tubing Mascara. Now, this one I like, but I like mostly the one in the golden packaging, which is the XL. Now I bought this one because it's in brown shade. This is a tubing mascara, so if you don't like a conventional kind of mascara, this tubing mascara by Tarte is wow. It's gonna give you a lot of definition, a ton of length, and you can just remove it simply with a little bit of water, and that's it. We're diving into perhaps my favorite category, and those are lips. Let's talk about lip liners. Tom Ford. These are going to be long wearing, super long wearing, creamy. They are non-waxy. They do not drag on your lips. I have a problem at times with lip liners that they just tend to just skip on my lips, and I don't like that. So this is just an incredible product overall, and one that to me is worth it. I really love to use it either all along with a little bit of gloss on top or to line my lips. They are reliable because again, they are super long wearing, and I love the way to apply them, the consistency and the shades. For lipsticks, the Love Shine from YSL. These are just so good. This shade, which is, I don't see it. I think it's 203. It's just stunning. It looks like my lips, but better. I love them. And I'm not going to say too much of each of these lipsticks because I will suggest you, if you're interested on lipsticks, like the best to me of the world, I have over 500 different formulations of lipsticks. I'm a lipstick lover at heart. I uploaded a couple months ago my favorite lipsticks of all time, so better watch the video. But I have to give you here the ones that, okay, hats off, the best of the year. Lisa Eldridge, between her gorgeous, beautiful, luxurious packaging, refillable, recyclable, this shade Romy, it is my dream shade. Also, lips but better, so good, so beautiful. And look, this is so stunning, so luxurious. Incredible job. A little bit of that satiny finish, but not too heavy. Not a new formula, but a new shade, and I have to have it here because this is my favorite shade and the one that I have been using on and on and on. Icon Baby by Charlotte Tilbury. It is a little bit cooler in tone, a little bit lighter. It just brings life to my skin, to my face. It does have a little bit of a sheen, not perhaps very unlike to the finish of the one from Lisa Eldridge. A lot alike in terms of finish. Although this brand may not seem like luxurious, but it has to be here. Fenty Beauty, these new lipsticks that I cannot remember their name, are so creamy and they are thicker. Not like a thick balm that has a lot of pigmentation. They will give you juicy lips. So beautiful. I love all of the shades that I have on my collection. I also have one that is deeper one. I just forgot to bring it here. I must have it downstairs, but it's just so stunning and they are just like so glossy. It's like kind of like a mix between a satin lipstick and an over top lip gloss. We have to talk about these Chanel Allure Les Nuits lipsticks. I mean, hello. This is a beautiful comfort matte formulation that leaves more like a natural finish on the lips. The shades are all beautiful and they are all unique. I love them all. I just brought one of them just because I have too many here in front of me, but this lipstick is still available. I don't think they are limited edition, or perhaps they are, but these are beautiful. If you want a true matte formulation with a ton of pigment, Westman Atelier, this shade, this is a shade of like glorious amazingness. Look at that pigment. Look at that pigment. Now, prep well your lips. I don't think it's drying, but just, oh no, I just smushed. Sorry, baby. Sorry. Anyhow, I don't think it's drying. I just think that, like with many matte lipsticks, it just needs a little bit of preparation, but it's different than most matte lipsticks in terms like the payoff, the comfort that you will find on your lips. Again, prepping them well, make sure you exfoliate it, but really nice formula from Westman Atelier. Giorgio Armani, the lip gloss, glosses. These are very unique because they are so thin in consistency that they look like your lips are so healthy and so juicy naturally because of that thickness. Obviously, depending on the shade that you get, it will add more color and then you will tell that it's makeup. But if you get a shade that is closer to your lips, it looks like your lips are super healthy. They are so comfortable, non-heavy. They don't gather on the lines. They don't create like goopy whitish lines. Nothing of that. They are just so stunning, gorgeous. Again, these have been in rotation all year long and you know it. Lip gloss that makes your lips look like glass. The one from Huda Beauty, the fall filler. Honestly, it looks like a filler for your lips. And a little goes a long way. Now, these, make sure it doesn't go right in the center, like in between your lips, because it would just be too heavy. But if it makes your lips look like they are glass lips, they truly do. I love all the shades, all the colors. And the lip gloss of this year, the one of my dreams, is the one from Tom Ford in Celestial. Now, this is not a new formulation, and you know how much I love my Tom Ford lip glosses. One of them, I think it's actually been discontinued, the shade, unfortunately, and this is what happened with Tom Ford usually, and they are very hush-hush. They don't say anything when that happens. But this, oh my gosh, it's not going to replace the other one. I'm sure it will never do. But it's so special because it does have this, the name says it, it's celestial. It's a little bit cooler in tone. It just creates these icy lips. Should we put a little bit? I know I have already the one from Huda, but let's just apply it and whatever. It's just so stunning and 100% worth it. Now, this is limited edition, so I need to grab another one because I will feel so bad if this is not anymore on Tom Ford's collection. Last lipstick of the year is the DIOR Shine. And I know you're going to come for me. You're going to be like, no, this is not a new product. But I just have to mention the shade. DIOR Lila. This shade. It's such a dream. And with that, I'm going to wrap it up because I know this shade is not available anymore. If it is, I will link it. Oh, and by the way, I do have a promo code with DIOR Jackeline24 if you want to receive a gift with your purchase. Not an ad, not a partnership, but I just thought to throw it out there because I'm sure if you're going to be, shopping, you may want to get a little gift. Why not? These were the products that shine because of their innovation, their beauty in shades, in performance, in absolutely everything. And I would love to hear from you. Which are those products that you have discovered this year, whether new or perhaps something that has been in the market for a long time, but you just tried this year that you are completely in love with that? I would love to hear from you while you're leaving your comment. And if you haven't done so yet, I will truly appreciate if you can subscribe to my channel. We are about to hit 49,000 subscribers, and I'm sure with your help, we can reach the 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So I hope that you can help me achieve that. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share with family and friends. If you are on Instagram and TikTok, come and follow me there. And if you're not done watching my content, well, guess what? I will be leaving a couple other videos at the end of the screen that I'm sure you're going to love. Until the next time, I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.